which is one of the street here, and you can see the amazing Mission Peak right there in front of us. So this hike will take us roughly about I think about 2 to 3 hours. We will burn more than 1,000 calories, and it will be an amazing hike. We won't be taking the regular route. We'll take a different hiking route, which is more difficult and it is less crowded. So as you can see, the hike itself is quite steep, and the important point is you need to make sure that you are carrying some sort of water with you, sunscreen. Those are the main things. There is ample parking here, so as we are getting near the Mission Peak, right here on the left hand side there is ample parking. So if you want, you can always park over here in this area. Again, as you can see, there is ample parking, and right here in front of us there is Mission Peak, and you can see some hikers which are coming back. So it's one of the best hike in the Bay Area. Just in about 2 to 3 hours you can burn more than 1,000 calories. Here is the Mission Peak Regional Preserve, and we'll just park our car and get going. Alright friends, so here is the Mission Peak hike, and we will finish in about 3 hours or so. Okay, and once again, here is the peak. So we'll take out some stuff from our car. The important point is to make sure that you have sunscreen, you have enough water, and also your hiking gear. It's going to be an amazing hike right there at the peak. So right here we are entering the hiking area. They do have water, so it's very important that you carry water, and you can obviously fill your water bottles here. And you can see the amazing Mission Peak right from here. You will burn almost more than 1,000 calories, and you have like some nice water facilities here, and there is a restroom here too. And let's just fill up some water here. Okay, so this is an important sign. It says there is no water. It's a challenging hike, so get some water. So we are carrying almost I think about 1 liter of water, and that should be enough for the hike. And then there are some cows on this trail, and sometimes you can see cows grazing. As you hike along a lot, you might find rattlesnakes on this trail too. They're generally not on the main trail path, but on the side trails you can find them. And then you also have, like, somebody has gone and cut all the grass, but sometimes you can find some lush green grass. And in the time when it rains, this can be a completely green valley, so it can become very beautiful too. Okay, looks like there is some sort of spider web here, which I've gotten this rid of. And now we are continuing our hike to Mission Peak. So this is the single most important decision in our hiking journey. We have to take a right over here. Like, instead of taking the main trail that everybody takes, we are going to take the right turn over here. And this is both a challenging hike and also much more quieter and lonelier hike. Like, on a busy day you can find more than 200 people going up that way, maybe about 20 will go this way, because it does get a little bit more steep and it has its own challenges. So important point is take a right turn when you come to the Mission Peak from the Stanford Gate. There is also an alone parking area, but today we'll be doing the Stanford Trail. And you can see there are some nice beautiful eucalyptus trees over here, and surprisingly there is some water. You can probably hear some rush of water, and I'll show you some water there as we go nearby too. Right there you can see some water coming out, and now we are on our way to the top of Mission Peak. Okay, right over here you can see some water that's flowing in. All right, so I'll climb like this, switch back, and then I'll shoot once we're probably in that zone. Okay, see you soon. So this is the first gate that we'll cross. In fact, you can call it the second gate. The first one was the one when we entered the Mission Peak, and this gate is to prevent cattle from going inside. Like you can see, sometimes a lot of cattle in that area, cows, and I think maybe they have buffaloes here. So we are on our way to Mission Peak. I think you're about 2 to 3% done, but you can feel the breathing in my voice, and we are on our way to the top of Mission Peak. All right, so I'll start the camera once we have done a little bit of upwards hike and show you how interesting this hike is. See you soon. So this is not a easy hike. As you can see, the trail we are on is, I think, tougher than the original trail, but you can see the Mission Peak right from here, and you can appreciate Mother Nature. All around us there is dry grass, but you can find lush green vegetation here when it rains around February, March, April time frame. We are hiking in November. I think it's November 3rd or 4th on 2023. So we'll take this switchback and then I'll shoot from next vantage point. Okay. So we are roughly 10 to 15 minutes into our hike. You can already see some amazing views, and that's the main hike. We're on the side trail. You can see some people over there, and then there are people coming down this trail too. So let's keep going. So we are continuing our journey. All right, so from here you can get a much better view of the Mission Peak. That's the top, and this is the valley, and this is the Bay Area, from Tesla to Google to Apple to Salesforce to Nvidia to OpenAI. Everybody is right over here. This is where more than $1 trillion of wealth is created, and this is where Facebook knows who is going to win the elections and things like that. Some magic happens here in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we are on the Mission Peak. Let's focus on the Mission Peak. Alright, I'll see you once we finish this switchback. So if you ever wonder what causes fire in California, it's all this dry vegetation. You can see all this dry grass. It's all prone to fires. Like on all these hills, it's very dry, and if it's a hot day, the fire can spread pretty quickly. The California fire does an amazing job in preventing fires. I've seen that a couple of times. I also seen helicopter rescues coming down, picking up people from here, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's a Southwest flight. It will land in the San Jose Airport. You have San Jose Airport somewhere over there on my left, and on the right you have San Francisco Airport, and then you have Oakland Airport somewhere over there. Sometimes you can see flights lining up one by one, and it's a very pretty sight. Probably you can hear some airplane sound over there. You also have a whole bunch of people who fly here, so you may see a little bit of flag over there, and it's amazing to see people who are flying. I've never flown myself, but maybe one day. Okay, let's keep going. This is one of our final switchback. After that we'll get to a nice chair or a bench, and you can see the path we have come on. So we started all the way down there. You can see some beautiful houses. You can see Tesla in the background. There is somewhere Google over there. Somewhere over here you have Facebook. Long in the distance you have Salesforce and a whole bunch of other companies. Adobe, Nvidia, Netflix. I don't know if GoPro, the camera I'm shooting on, is over here or not. It's a valley of talent. It helps companies to get talent from one to another, and that's how companies become very successful. And don't forget Apple, it's somewhere over there as well. Okay, let's continue on to our journey to the Mission Peak. You can see the peak right over there. So right there you can see Mission Peak's top. It's roughly 2,500 feet of elevation gain in about 1.5 hours. We started right there from the parking lot. You can see some cars over there, maybe not, but I can see it. And then you can see the San Francisco Bay, and there is Pacific Ocean. There is somewhere over there Golden Gate Bridge. It cuts into the bay, and Pacific Ocean is what keeps the Bay Area cool. So generally right now I think temperature is roughly 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a beautiful day. It's like November 3rd, and it's like miraculously amazing. You get a very nice mild Mediterranean weather in the Bay Area, and hikes like this what keeps the techies going. It's a beautiful land. You have ocean, a little bit to the drive you can hit the ski mountains, and you also have like grapes and wines and whatnot. So this is beautiful Bay Area, and we are on the Mission Peak. Let's focus on the Mission Peak and not get distracted. Okay, I'll see you after this switchback. We'll drink some water and then let's go from there. Okay, now we are entering our first official break. We'll get to a nice bench where we can drink some water, take a nice look at the bay. Right over here you can see poison oak. It creates allergies in people. You can determine poison oak by like it is a group of 3. So you see these leaves right over here are a group of 3. That's the poison oak, and that's our bench right over there where we'll try to have some relaxing time. So hopefully you can see the bench. Whenever you approach bench area, watch out for rattlesnakes. Just make sure they're also not enjoying a nice day in the sunshine. So this is our first break point. There's a nice bench. I don't think there are any other benches on this trail, so you can get a nice view of the bay, have some snacks or drinks if you're with kids, and if they're tired you can also go back. You can come back here with your spouse or significant other and enjoy a nice sunset. It can be pretty amazing, pretty beautiful. So this is the one of the main attraction of this trail, getting to this point. After that it's a couple of switchbacks. There are some nice beautiful rocks over there. I'll show you one of the most difficult part of this hike once we go to the top. Okay, I'll get some water. If you're in the Bay Area, do try Mission Peak. It's one of the best thing you can do. And by the way, I lost like 25-30 pounds just doing this Mission Peak during COVID. My doc wasn't happy with my weight, and I thought I need to do something, and that's how I picked up Mission Peak. So I lost weight, and it also helped with my A1C. Okay, let's meet on the next stage of our hike and I'll get some water. The single most important thing in this hike is to make sure that you bring some water. Okay, thank you. Okay friends, so finally I learned how to do the screen lock on GoPro. This is my first day of using GoPro. I've never used it, but it looks like a cool device. So now screen is locked and hopefully we can shoot better, because it was flickering between like photo mode and video mode and whatnot. So now we are done with that screen problem. Okay, I'll get some water and we'll continue our journey to the Mission Peak. So let me give some important pieces of advice. Like when you come on a difficult hike like Mission Peak, always carry water. You should carry sunscreen as well, and most important, like carry some sort of electrolyte like coconut water or something. I've seen a couple of people fainting here if it's like 105 degree Fahrenheit, and if you're hiking it can be very difficult to call for help. I've seen kids doing this hike without any water and asking for help, and I think I've helped few, maybe one or two. So the key thing is like make sure you are ready. So I have my hiking poles. I also have some sort of like spray. I never used it, but I also carry a bear spray here as well. I never encountered a bear. Maybe I've seen a wildcat, or maybe a, I don't know, mountain lion. I don't know what it was, but that's the key thing, carry your supplies. Okay, so let's continue on to the Mission Peak hike. Okay, you can see like there is a hiker in front of me and Mission Peak is right there. There is a very nice little switchback, then we go up, then it becomes the steepest part, so you'll get almost like 45-50 degree of elevation, then you go up. So if you made it till here, from here, I don't think it's that difficult, so let's do it. Okay, good. Okay, this is an important point. This is where we kind of choose our trail. So as you can see, we are on the Mission Peak, and this is called Peak Meadow Trail. So I was thinking about what is the name of this trail, but it's called Peak Meadow Trail. And there you go, folks. You can see a hiker up over there. That's the only another, maybe two another human soul I've seen. You can see some water in that pond. That's mainly for cows to drink. They usually graze here, but there's nothing to graze right now. I can also see a couple of eagles flying there. Those are a beautiful sight. Okay guys, that's that peak. I think it's about 30-40 minutes from here. It's not that bad. Let's do it. So one piece of advice when you're hiking on trails like this, you should listen for the sound of rattlesnake. And generally they will go through the grass and you can feel that. I've encountered few of them. They don't bother you, but if they feel they are threatened by you, they will attack. I used to wear rattlesnake guards, but right now, as you can see, I don't have anything on my legs. I'll just be mindful of rattlesnakes. Okay, we are reaching the second point where you go want. You can take a nice break. This is also a place where you can do a call of the nature. Generally, you can observe the traffic from up there and down here, and then you can do a call of the nature here. This is a good point to take a break, have some more water, and continue on the. Okay, this is called Horse Heaven Trail. Yeah, that's what I thought. So guys, we are on the Horse Heaven Trail today. Okay, so if you want to really enjoy Mission Peak, do the Horse Heaven Trail. Okay, let's keep going on the Horse Heaven Trail. Finally, we found the name of the trail. That is so funny. So this is the crux of this trail. You have amazing views of the blue sky, white clouds. There is some vegetation that has all dried up, and the hike is quite steep and you need to use your 4 legs. So I have 2 legs and then I have these 2 sticks which is needed to keep my body in motion. I've seen people fallen off from this trail, and at least one helicopter rescue. I'll try to attach the video of the helicopter rescue in this sequence. So you see that guy up there, that's the main and the most difficult part of this trail. It's a straight 50-60 degree elevation gain. So if you really enjoy hiking, come to the Mission Peak and do the Horse Heaven Trail. So from this point onwards, the path is very simple. I'll climb up where that guy is. We'll keep going that top. I'll go down the valley and come back to the top. Alright, let's do it. This will give you an idea of what we are trying to do here. And this is the most interesting and the most challenging part of the Horse Heaven Trail. The uphill is hard and the downhill is harder because you have to balance your speed. I've seen people breaking their ankles on this trail, and very difficult to get a rescue at this point. So you can see even that guy, he looks fitter than me, but he's struggling over there. Yeah, and right over here you can see some poison oak. Hopefully camera angle is catching it. And obviously you have this amazing $10 trillion valley, Bay Area. Okay guys, let's do it. And this is quite a workout. You are climbing, climbing, climbing and climbing. Okay. Now guys, take a look at what we are trying to do here. So downhill, if you don't have poles, it can be pretty risky, and if it has rained, slippery as well. So always carry sticks or poles and keep pushing. You can do it. Okay, we have done the one of the most difficult part. I will keep going like this, turn and then go up. That's the Mission Peak. You can see some people over there, and you can see some hikers finally. Look at how they've got caps, water bottles, poles, and observe how they are going downhill with the help of the pole. Oh, be very careful on this Horse Heaven Trail. Both coming up and down, you need good poles and obviously shoes. Okay, look, even that guy is struggling. I thought he would be a very good climber, and that's not the case here. That's the journey. Let's do it, man. So whenever you're climbing a hill like this, your goal is to go crisscross. You don't want to climb straight. That's too tough. You want to go like left, right, like a snake. You can see some plane in the sky. I don't know what airline it is. But generally, you see Southwest flying over here, landing in San Jose. Okay, let's do it, man. And this is one of the most beautiful moments in the hike. Amazing breeze is blowing. You can hear some birds, and it's just peaceful and wonderful. You are at peace with nature, and that's one of the main reasons why you should hike. It's all natural. That's how our ancestors lived, and you are in perfect harmony with Mother Nature. Alright, let's keep going. Okay, good job guys. This is one of the most beautiful view from this trail. We have done the most difficult part from this point onwards it's roughly very smooth ride. Okay, this is the most interesting part of this hike, and then you have some nice views from the peak, but I think this is much better. Let me give you a quick overview of the city. That's, as I said, Pacific Ocean. There is a very nice bay trail. It runs for almost 500 miles. You can just keep on biking. I've done 30-40 miles. Somewhere over there is a Facebook campus, Google campus, Apple campus, Adobe, and then you also have a whole bunch of startups like Zoom is somewhere over there. We have Salesforce, University of California at Berkeley, Oakland, Stanford, and a whole bunch of things. So this valley has created more than $10 trillion in wealth. Nvidia, don't forget $1 trillion Nvidia over there. So I think this kind of hikes, this kind of nature, it inspires people. You have behind the mountains, you have oceans. In the north side you have nice grape wines and whatnot, and somewhere over here you have mountains full of snow, the Lake Tahoe. And this beauty acts as an inspiration for the brain, and I think that's what creates the most beautiful thing in the valley. Alright, okay folks, that's the Mission Peak. I think we are like 20 minutes away from the Mission Peak, and it's fairly easy ride from here. Let's do it. Okay, now we are entering the third gate. These gates are designed to keep the cattle out. This is also one of the most interesting area of the hike. You have a small creek that flows from here. You can see a nice eagle flying over there. I don't know what kind of eagle is it. This is also the area where you'll most likely find rattlesnakes, because they come here to eat, and because of the water creek there's a lot of food here. Generally snakes will eat things like small lizards and maybe rats, or I don't know, whatever lives over here. Oh, look at that beautiful bird over there. Hope you can see it. It can see you too. Okay, so I wanted to show you this part of the area. Like, I've seen snakes in this, what you see here, dried up vegetation, and like as a child I was afraid of snakes, and I have kept that fear in me, so I always listen for some rattling sound over here. I keep my sticks like this, and I'm always ready to face a rattlesnake. I've seen a big one over here, maybe 15 feet tall, and it looked at me and it ignored me and kept going. So this is a very interesting area of the hike. As you can see, this looks dangerous, and I've encountered cows over here, and they just walk as if you don't even exist. You have to like give respect to the cow. And right over there we'll get to see some water, and I'll show you the place where I met the biggest rattlesnake of my life. I think it was a 15-footer, pretty thick and pretty interesting. It looked at me and it kept going as if I'm nothing. Anyway, so let's be careful here. We are now entering the rattlesnake territory. Like, this path is also quite steep, so we'll have to use our poles and keep going. And I think my GoPro battery is also running out. I do want to keep some battery for the top of the summit. Look at that beautiful bird making noise. It's communicating something, I don't know what. It's saying, hey, human is here, human is here, whatever. So you can see the water over here, and this creates life. Water is what creates life. Hopefully you can see it. And we will keep going. This bird looks very interesting, and I saw a big rattlesnake going from left to right once. Nothing is here right now. Okay, so I think we are done with the this rattlesnake territory part, and now we'll keep going to the wow, there is such a beautiful water creek over here, and we'll keep going to the top of the Mission Peak. So see you guys soon. Okay, so here it says park closes at 9 p.m. and then that's where you can see the peak, and that's it. We are almost there. We can wrap it up now. So we can now see the top of the mountain. Now it's a fairly simple hike from this point onwards. You can also see a tower over there, and that's for telecommunication. So I think we are at about 2,000 feet high. The peak is 2,500 feet from the ground level. That's the water level right there, ocean. So whenever you think of a height of a mountain, you are measuring the height from the ocean surface, and this is roughly 2,500 feet, and you can take that elevation gain in roughly about 1.5 to 2 hours. For comparison, I think Mount Everest is 28,000 feet, 10x of where we are. Okay, I'll show you some more views from the top, and that's it. We are almost at the top of the Mission Peak. Okay, this is almost the top of the peak. You can see some black clouds there. It could be some sort of local fire. As I was telling, this vegetation is quite dry and it could lighten up pretty quickly. There are some folks who live here. They grow grapes and even make wine. It is very surprising. And just finish it. We are almost there. Okay, let me give you the final ascent experience of Mission Peak from the Horse Heaven Trail. We're almost there. Maybe one more minute. So you can see the peak from here. Those stones that you see, that's the peak. I think one more minute and we are there. So on the left you can see beautiful Bay Area right here, and I think our hiker friend has also reached the top about 5 minutes earlier than us. And within 30 seconds we'll be reaching the top of Mission Peak. Drum roll. That's it, friends, we did it. Here is the topmost point of the Mission Peak, and you can see one human soul over there, and you can see another human soul. There is a dog there as well, and you can see the beautiful Bay Area right over here. Alright, we did it. Good job. Thank you. Have a good day.
I'm the same way. I'm like trying to stop it. Like I'm still smoking every day.
Yeah. But hey, at least you came up here and smoked.
Right.
So you earned it.
My reward.